Once you remove these things from your home or from your bedroom that are subconsciously blocking money, according to the ancient practice of Feng Shui, money will start chasing you. And you don't even realize that all over the house, there's these little subconscious associations, basically subliminal messages that are blocking money from coming into your life. And I'm going to show you exactly what you might need to remove to make the money start to flow. Number one is removing clutter to really restore energy flow, or like we feel constricted when things are too cluttered. So this is really getting rid of the things that we don't need and just tidying up, right? There's that famous book, The Magic of Tidying Up, because cluttering blocks energy flow or chi or life force. It's preventing new opportunities. It is constricting subconscious energy. It's blocking you from bringing money into your life because it's constricting the energy flow because you're in a state of subconscious stress or stagnation, which creates these like unresolved issues or the inability to move forward financially. It's keeping you energetically tied like to the past and to blocks within your financial life that are manifesting as like blocks in our house because of our car, because it's so messy, right? So focus on removing unnecessary things from your bedroom, particularly anything that is in eyesight. The reason that this is so important is because even if we get used to it, we don't really notice. It's not that it's good. It's that we become desensitized to it and we're still subconsciously picking up all this stress and constriction, which is blocking the money flow. So you can donate. It's about to be holiday season, right? So you can donate things that you aren't using, or if they're things that you might just need to throw away. There's a lot of people that just hold on to things they don't even use and they don't even want, but they're afraid to let things go, to throw things away, to donate things. So I invite you to take a look at where you can free up that space. And there was this one book, I forget what I was reading, and it was telling a story about this type of subject, and it was someone that was having financial problems. I think it might have been a Dr. Joseph Murphy book, and they came to him seeking financial help, and they needed to sell their house, and they didn't really want to desperately sell it. They just really, really needed the money. So he told them to get their house in the shape that someone would want to buy. And he said, something interesting is going to happen when you do that. Well, they got their house into this great position. They cleaned up the blinds. They got everything all dialed in. And the funny thing happened is they realized they loved their house more than they thought. And they felt in a place then of wealth, of abundance, and of gratitude. And then he said shortly thereafter, before they even officially put the house on the market, they got the financial breakthrough that they needed, and they ended up not needing to sell their house. So a lot of the things that you want really are kind of just almost there. They're closer than they appear, as it says in the mirrors on our car. It's just little subconscious blocks. And if you want help releasing those subconscious blocks, I have a free financial success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com, or go to the link in the description of the video. Just click the link in the description. You'll see the URL. You can click that, or just go into the comment section, go to the top comments, and I pinned it as the top comment. It's my free success hypnosis. 1 million people from all over the world have used it. First, I made it for myself, and I was just randomly went from a couple thousand YouTube subscribers, being broke as crap, to becoming a millionaire in a couple years. All I was doing was listening to this numerous times a day and reprogramming my subconscious mind to become a magnet for money. And then when I started making more and more YouTube videos and teaching some of these things that I was learning and passionate about, one of my friends said, well, do you have anything cool that you give away for free? What's something that's important to you? And I was like, well, I do this success hypnosis. Some people might think I don't know, it's kind of weird or whatever. And he's like, no, give it away. Well, then 1 million people from all over the world have downloaded in a few years, and every day you get these awesome stories. People attracting more money out of nowhere for the bills that they have to pay, or house that's been on the market for 12 months that they can't sell, and then they sell it right away, or they get a new job opportunity right afterwards. So be sure to check that out. It's free. It's jakeshypnosis.com. And now number 2 is to remove broken items to really eliminate this scarcity or fear energy. Now, what I invite you to do is get rid of any broken or damaged things that maybe you've kept or you're afraid to get rid of, because basically they symbolize lack, and they symbolize a fear that there may not be more abundance that comes to you. And then this subliminally is programming you in your own home to stay in that financial position. And in Feng Shui, they say that these broken items, they're basically reinforcing the idea that you're okay with less, or that you can just like make do without abundance. Like, just be happy with what you have, which is great. We should be happy, but we're also meant for more. And if we don't get the second part of that, then we can get stuck in this place where we're like trying to rationalize why it's okay for us to be broke, basically, which isn't what the universe intended for us either. Right? So it might be like electronics, or it might be like a leaky faucet, or a broken chair that you've like duct taped all together to, keep it in your home, or like a pair of shoes that still have like this massive hole in it. And like, you could buy new shoes, but you're so afraid that money might not come, so you still haven't bought the new shoes. And there's like a massive hole in your shoe and your toes coming out of it, right? Like, so for everyone, it's going to be something different. I think we probably all know what those things are. And I invite you to really take a look at that and like feel into that you are worthy, that there is more to come. And if you let go of the fear, right? Kyle Cease, he says you can't see what's coming if you're holding on still to what's left. So what I invite you to do is take a deep breath and just say to yourself, I am deserving of success. You can comment that down below. I'm deserving of success. I'm deserving of success, which seems like duh, like, yeah, I get it. This is silly, Jake, right? But there's one thing to consciously say it or agree with it. Well, it's another thing to get into the subconscious, and the repetition of commenting that will start to reprogram it, because subconsciously you might actually not believe that you're good enough for more. And one of the ways to start to uninstall that virus in the operating system is to take a look around and see what are some things that you're holding on to that really, they might be time to let go of. And you're holding on to them not out of love, but out of fear and scarcity. And that fear and scarcity is being reinforced every day in the comfort of your own home. Now, number 3 is to remove like unpaid bills, or bills you already paid that you've just kept around from like your living room, or it might be in your bedroom. We all have a place where we put stuff like that, and we keep this financial paperwork, or maybe it's unpaid bills, and they're carrying all this energy and stress. And maybe we're keeping them out on the counter because we're going to pay them in 30 days or 60 days. We don't have the money to pay them right now, or it's too much money and we don't want to deal with it right now. But what happens is then we just leave it in a place that we're subconsciously seeing every day, even if we're not really bringing conscious attention to it. So in Feng Shui, right, your home is a place for rest. And so placing all these reminders of financial stress everywhere, it's keeping us in an energy that is tying us to more money problems. And this energy of all these like documents or bills or whatever it is, it might be like a ticket that you haven't been able to pay. This is energy that you're carrying with you, and then you're going to sleep with it. And the subconscious mind is in overdrive during sleep. So it's cementing or anchoring whatever the dominant subliminal energy that you're seeing or feeling or thinking during the day, that's marinating in your subconscious during sleep. And that's why I always use my success hypnosis at nighttime. It's one of the fastest ways to reprogram your subconscious mind to bring more money into your life. We've went into the science of it in other videos, but basically your subconscious mind shuts off, or your conscious mind shuts off just before sleep. And this gives you direct access to reprogram the subconscious mind. So you can get my free success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned to the comments or in the description right there down below. You are meant for financial abundance. And once you really grasp that, that's when all the good things start to come. Now, number 4 is to eliminate mirrors that are facing the bed to avoid like a energy disruption. It's an interesting one in Feng Shui. It's something I never really thought about. Now, they say that particularly mirrors that are like facing towards your bed, they have a significant impact on your energy and your money flow. So in Feng Shui, mirrors reflect and bounce energy away from you if you're in a state of fear. right? They could be great because you may just be so in love with yourself. You see them and you're like, oh yeah, I'm great, I'm sexy. But if you're going through stress and then you're seeing it, it may like almost jolt you further into that energy. And then it reflects that energy out into the rest of your life as a point of attraction. So it's basically believed to be pushing financial opportunities away. Now, you can tap into yourself and see how you feel on this one. Or if you're going through a lot of stress, it might be a good idea to just flip it the other way or put it in your closet for a little while and see if that type of energy starts to have that shift in your life, especially in the bedroom, especially before you're going to bed, especially when you're walking into your bedroom and you just want to lie down and close your eyes. And then you see that, and then it's just kind of like jolting you back into that same negative frame. Because what you want is to be able to go to sleep in a state of positive energy. Even if your day was crap, even if you're going through a whole bunch of hard things in your life, you want to be able to shut off that cycle before bed. So again, you aren't marinating that energy into your subconscious mind. Okay, next is really a big one that I actually didn't really think about until that recently. And it is to remove negative artwork. And you might not even realize it's negative because it might be expensive, or it might look cool, or it might look nice. And when you're in passing, walking around through the house, you don't even notice. But what I invite you to do to determine the energy state of the artwork in your home is sit and look at it for a minute. But don't just like look at it so you know like, oh, this is gold, this is red. Look at it in a way where you can get in touch with the frequency of it. Now, it was really crazy because we were renting a home a while ago, a few years ago before we had a family, and it was a really beautiful home. The second story was ocean view. The master bedroom, you could see the ocean from the bed. So it was like super rad, but it was a furnished home. And they had a lot of expensive stuff in it. Now, I didn't realize until one night, I couldn't sleep one night, and I turned the lights on like a dim level, and I was just sitting in bed, and I was looking around, and this one particular painting that I see all the time, because it's just like right in the middle of the bedroom, and I walk past it, I don't know, dozens of times a day, it just gave me bad vibes. Like it almost gave me a feeling of like sadness or fear or insecurity. Not something you would really notice just right away when you looked at it, because I must have looked at it hundreds of times and I didn't notice. But what was happening, it was like a beautiful oil painting, but the person was like looking away, and it was like their shoulders were kind of tough. Like it was kind of like that. And it gave me this energy, not of confidence. It was almost like, there's a lot to be afraid of in the world. Like that was kind of the frequency, which is cool. And maybe that's what the painter was trying to get across. Maybe they were painting, to speak to people's fears. But subconsciously, all day long, I was picking up that energy. Now, it may be painting pictures. It may be an item, an object, a piece of art. There may be many things in your home. You may not even have put them there. But go through, and anything that really does not spark that type of energy, or when you look more closely, it's really the opposite of abundance. You want to remove that. There's a lot of studies on subliminal messaging and how subliminal messaging controls our behavior, controls our future decisions, and ultimately controls our entire life. And so you want to remove anything like that might be putting that type of negative energy. And again, this is why I always say to brainwash yourself before the world brainwashes you. Because brainwashing sounds like a weird word, but we're all brainwashed. We all are. All your personality or your belief systems is a form of brainwashing. Now, whether it's positive or negative or beneficial or detrimental, or it's harming you or it's helping you, right? That's to be determined, and it's probably subjective for each individual person of the billions of people on Earth. But we're all brainwashed by the world. We're brainwashed by the environment, all these types of things. So when we already have all that energy coming around in the world, we don't want our home to have that. We don't want our bedroom or office to have that energy. And it's one of the quickest ways to start to shift the subconscious imprints. And these subconscious imprints will start to actually, instead, when you remove them, you can implant yourself for financial abundance. So brainwash yourself before the world brainwashes you. And remember, you get my free success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned to the comments and in the description right there down below. So my friend, now the next step is you're going to go on a scavenger hunt. Like, you're going to go on a scavenger hunt in your home and see which of these speak to you or what you find. Like with my daughter, sometimes when they're driving in the car, and you know, all the time, kids don't always love driving in cars. They want to get out, run around. So we started a new game where we play like I Spy in the car. I spy something blue. You could play I Spy and see if you can remove any of this type of negative energy from your home or your bedroom that can clear the way for abundance and wealth to flow into your life, and further help you subconsciously program yourself for the success that you desire. This shift can be the thing that changes your life, because you might already be working hard. Okay, so what gives? Why are you working so hard, but you're not getting the results? Well, it might be that there's some subconscious blocks that you just need to free up. And this is one of the quickest and fastest ways to do it. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a comment down below that says, I am worthy of wealth. Comment down below, I am worthy of wealth. You are worthy of wealth. You're good enough. You're smart enough. It's time to release the old energy and the money blocks. And it's time to step into who and what you're really meant to be and what you're really worthy of. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you get my free success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned in the comments and in the description right there down below. And if you enjoyed this video, you can click right here to watch another one.